everyone. So you guys already know the routine. Can you guys just let me know if you guys can hear me okay? I think you guys should because I did test the mic out, but can you give me some thumbs up in the chat? Let me know. Okay, I see Heather with a thumbs up. Okay. Hello, everyone in chat. Thank you guys for being here with me. Today is October 20th. Believe it or not, we're almost to Halloween, and we're once again talking about this case. Now, this won't be a long live stream, just so you guys know. We're going to be going over a couple of things today. We're going to listen to the 911 dispatch call. We're going to start that off. And then that will be where I'm able to get in chat to say hi to all of you guys individually. And then we're going to go and we're going to read some stuff from some stuff that has developed from yesterday from mom and grandma out at a bar, all of this stuff. I'm going to read an article about this employee spilling the tea, pretty much saying that they were acting like they had no care in the world, and it seemed like they wanted to get attention how loud they were being. So I'm going to go over that, and then I have some other things I want to go over with you guys. So thank you guys for being here with me once again. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Crazy Crime Chick, and we meet here on a regular, and we discuss and deep dive into true crime cases. Now, today, like you guys already know, based off of the title and what you guys are looking at on the screen, this is again about 20-month-old Quentin Simon. Now, this took place, just a quick little recap, in Savannah, Georgia, and Quentin, he lived with his mother, Leilani Simon, and he lived with the mother's boyfriend, Daniel, and then his other siblings. So Leilani has 3 kids. I'm not sure if the little boy is 3 or 4, and his name is Zane. And then, of course, there's Quentin, 20 months, and then there's the little baby girl who is only 4 months. I cannot believe she has a 4-month-old, but yes, she has a 4-month-old named Sky. So they live in this home with Leilani's brother, and then, of course, Grandma, Leilani's mother, and her husband, step-grandpa, stepdad. They all live in this home together, and grandparents own this home. Grandmother actually has custody of the 2 boys, so of Zane and Quentin. Now, it's obvious that Leilani was not able to care for her children, right? So then grandma has custody of them. Now, this is just my opinion, so please don't go run with this, but this is my opinion. I think, obviously Leilani was not deemed to take care of her kids. So grandma steps up, and then, instead of the kids going into foster care, I feel like grandma stepped up and was like, I will take them in. I will be guardianship over them. Even though grandma knew you take guardianship of them, but even though you work so much, and I'm not saying like 40 hours, grandma's actually outside of the home a lot. In fact, when Quentin would go missing, I believe it is stated that she was actually gone for about 3 weeks during that time. So grandma's gone a lot, but yet she was the one that had the custody over the children. And I just think it's interesting because then you have your daughter still living with you and you're gone. So who's left to watch the kids? Your daughter. So in my opinion, I feel like grandma was they were trying to fuck the system right there. That's just me. But yeah. Now, of course, there is a babysitter that would also watch the kids. After a while, she did watch the kids and she did try to help out. But fast forward, here we are discussing this case where this little child would go missing on October 5th. His mother reports him missing, and she says from the 911 dispatch call that basically she woke up, is her story, and that, the door was left open, this sweet child was not there, and she believes that someone came in and took him because he cannot open the door. Well, fast forward, we all know that's bullshit because law enforcement has stated that they have evidence to believe that Quentin is no longer alive, and that they have evidence that they believe that she actually placed him in a dumpster nearby where she lives, and that unbeknownst to these workers, because it was trash day, they picked up this dumpster and, with this little boy in one of those dumpsters. And he is now, we're told, in a landfill that's next to, not too far from where they live. And it's just really heartbreaking because it is now day 16 that he's been missing, and that's 16 days that we are believed to be told that he has not been alive. So time is of the essence. He needed to be found like yesterday. So Right now, I'm going to play the 911 dispatch call. I will get in chat to say hi to all of you. But before we get started, can you just hook a girl up, hit that like button, and then I will say hi to all of you guys in the chat.
Dispatch chat on 7 Alpha 2, 7 Alpha 1, County West Sergeant. We have a signal 56, 535, Bocaulta Road, 535, Bocaulta Road. Complaint advised her 1-year-old son is missing. She woke up, her door was open. Advising he's unable to open the door. Thinks someone came in and took him. It's going to be a tan-skinned child with dark brown hair, green, blue eyes. Last seen at 6 a.m. this morning.
$350 received.
Copy.
Copy.
Is Leilani, and her son is Hawaiian.
$350 missing.
But
Yeah, bro. Any available unit they have on the west side, I need you to send them to Buckhalter Road, 5:30, so they can meet up with me.
9 Alpha 2, you can show me en route, Route 56.
copy 9 Alpha 1.
Ten four, show me around. $350 missing.
But
Yeah, bro. Any available unit they have on the west side, I need you to send them to Buckhalter Road, 5:30, so they can meet up with me.
9 Alpha 2, you can show me en route, Route 56.
copy 9 Alpha 1.
Ten four, show me around.
Dispatch sergeants, we've had a copy of Lookout on a missing juvenile. Going to be on a Quentin Simon, 2 years of age, date of birth 1/8/2020. The white male, about 2 feet tall, weighing 34 pounds. Blonde hair, hazel eyes. Last seen in area 535 Bocaulta Road around 6 o'clock this morning. Going to be wearing black pants with a Sesame Street t-shirt. Last seen inside the playpen inside of the home. Any units come in contact, hold and notify authority of Chatham 7 Alpha 2 at 1024.
1804.
1804.
1041, payroll 9089. Can you show me en route to 535 Buckhalter?
Copy.
1808, 10 traffic.
Copy.
Agency with any available K9 unit, respond on records. Any agency, any available K9, please respond on records.
But
Therefore, I need a 1020 call out for all the units that are in on this call, this 56, so we can get a 20 on everybody for right now.
copy. Dispatch all County West units, stand by for roll call. Chatham 7 Alpha 2.
I'm at a 507, but okay.
Copy. Chatham 7 Alpha 1. I copy Jerry 505 Gold Coast Road. Chatham 8 Alpha 1.
8 Alpha 1. I'm directly behind the house in the wood line.
Copy. Chatham 8 Alpha 2.
8 Alpha 2. We're going to have Buck Coulter and Gerard along with 9 Alpha 3.
Copy. Chatham 9 Alpha 1. Dispatch Chatham 9 Alpha 1.
I'm at 535 Buckhalter Road.
Copy. 1863.
535 Bocasa Road.
Copy. 1804 and 1808. Are y'all on scene yet?
Turn on Ogeechee. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
Copy. 1808 along with you.
1808. I just got on the veterans. I'm about 3 minutes out.
Good copy. All units accounted for. At 10:39 hours.
Chatham 2 Alpha 1.
Chatham 3 Delta 1.
Chatham 2 Alpha 1. You can show me on the west side board for now. I'll take any calls that are pending.
Copy.
Hey, that's 3 Metro. I'm going to be clear. Stat 5.
Is on records. Chatham 317. 7 Alpha 1.
Okay, my 1020. I'll be at 501 Buckhalter.
Copy.
Chatham 317 to all units at 535 Buckhalter. As soon as the K9 gets here, I need everybody to stop moving, hold your positions, call out where you're at, and then we're going to start a track. Marine 5.
Marine 5.
You hold me out to that Buckhalter 56.
Copy.
Give me a second, guys. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. And then hello, let me everyone give a big welcome to Sweet and Spice. We have someone new here in the chat, so we love meeting new people. If you are new, don't be shy, get in the chat. All opinions are always welcome. We just listened to the dispatch call, and I'm sorry, but I forgot who noticed it in the chat. They give 2 different descriptions and details of this day, which I thought was really interesting. Now, I still have questions when it comes to this case. And, some of the questions I have, when it comes to this case, is going to be mostly from October 5th. And let me know what you guys think about this. Maybe we can talk it out and maybe you guys will know something that I've somehow missed along the way. But I feel like I've read and looked at everything by now with this case. But I mean, I might have missed something. So some of the things that I'm still trying to understand. So let's go to October 5th with this case. We have the 5:29 a.m. The babysitter gets a text, right? That's data. That's going to be facts, right? So she gets this text from Daniel, of course, that is Leilani's boyfriend, cell phone, pretty much stating the kids weren't going to come over and that Leilani was with them. Now, one of the biggest questions I still have is who sent this text to the babysitter? Was that in fact the boyfriend that sent the text? Or was that Leilani who sent the text without him knowing and then deleted the text afterwards? Or I don't know. Who sent this text to the babysitter is what I want to know. And I'm having these questions because it kind of goes with all the timeline. I know law enforcement says that they believe that Leilani is the only suspect right now, but I still, I'm not going to lie, I still have some questions when it comes to the boyfriend's involvement. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you guys have questions still when it comes to the boyfriend, or you're like, nope, he's cleared. I don't suspect him whatsoever. I don't know. I still have questions with it. Allegedly says, I bet she doesn't have the passcode. I think he helped. And here's the thing. I was thinking the same thing. And I'm looking down because I'm looking at my phone for your guys' comments today. So this is what I was thinking last night about, most people have passwords on their phone. It is good to have, especially if your phone, you lose your phone or whatever. Believe it or not, I don't have a password on my phone. I think I need to change that. But most people have a password. And, just looking at everything we know with this case, I'm just like thinking, did he have password? Did she have access to his phone? Or did he actually send it? Now, at 6 a.m., we're told that Daniel leaves to work, okay? And he sees Quentin in the playpen sleeping. Now, it is said that he's wearing this light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. I want more clarification in this. I know the boyfriend says he's seen Quentin, right? Because that's been put out to us from law enforcement. But did he actually say he's seen him wearing the Sesame Street shirt and pants? Or is that coming from Leilani based off of the dispatch call? Because when you hear the dispatch call, it goes into she woke up and, the door was open, la-di-da, she doesn't see him. And then it's being said in the dispatch call, that he was last seen, he was wearing the Sesame Street shirt and black pants. So I'm wondering, did the boyfriend actually see him wearing that? Or is that information coming from Leilani with what he was wearing? That's another question I still have with this case. Who actually seen him? Now, since it's been told, and let me know what you guys think, that the boyfriend, think of this timeline, okay? The last time we know for sure that he was seen alive would be, I'm taking from the babysitter. The babysitter says that she dropped him off on October 4th. It was around 4:30 or 5. She says her goodbyes to him. I'll see you tomorrow. That's the last real sighting of Quentin for me. Because if you think about it, we've gotten no explanation of anything else when it comes to Quentin after he was dropped off. What does Leilani's brother say? Did he see him that evening? Did he talk to Quentin? Did he play with Quentin? Did he see Quentin eating? Was Quentin playing with his siblings? I mean, also with the boyfriend? We haven't heard anything from him. How was Quentin that night? When did he go to bed? Was he sick? Was he crying? We have no explanation to what happened to Quentin after he was dropped off from the babysitter. So we really don't know what time something happened to him. In all reality, we have no idea. Now, if you look at what you have in front of you, 6 a.m., boyfriend goes to work and he sees Quentin in the playpen sleeping, right? So that tells me then Leilani could not have disposed of him beforehand. If we're going down the road of boyfriend not involved, let me know what you guys think. If boyfriend is not involved, then she could not have gotten rid of the baby before he left to work. So I'm thinking if something happened to him in the middle of the night and no one knew of it, then she was up ready to go because she knew, one, that they were, maybe boyfriend would drop off the kids or whatever. So she's up in the morning. She says, you know what, text the babysitter. I'm going to be up with the kids. He probably doesn't say goodbye to Quentin, kiss him or anything. He just sees him. He's like, sends the text to the babysitter. Fine, we're not going to, Leilani's up with them. He leaves at 6. And then is this when she then gets in her vehicle and then she removes Quentin from the home and takes him to a dump and puts him in there, which blows my mind. And that's why what makes me really think if this dump site, this mobile home that everybody is talking about, we're going to look at it, if in fact this is where she put him. Because that's only about 6 minutes. Then she gets back, she calls the boyfriend then comes back, and then he is seen around 8:20 Babysitter says she sees his vehicle driving down the street really slow. Again, who was in the vehicle at this time? Was it the boyfriend? Was it Leilani? No one seems to know. Then we have this 9 a.m. text where the babysitter gets a text saying, have you seen Quentin? She immediately calls back, and then she finds out that, Quentin is missing. Now, 9:42 a.m., we know this is when Leilani would call 911. She states that she woke up, he was missing, door was open, and she didn't know. She claims that he can't open the door and someone came and took him, which we know that's just bullshit. But again, some of the things I'm trying to figure out still with the timeline is, what's the involvement with the boyfriend? I don't know. Let me see what you guys are saying. I'm just going to look at my phone for the comments, you guys. I'm trying not to do too much with my screen today. Let's see. Sweet and Spice says, I think the boyfriend knew something. Okay, so I call BS. What's up? I haven't seen you in a minute. Scott, stop it. So Kim C says, I have lots of questions. Hey, Rhonda, what's up? Carly's here. Hello, Carly. She says she also has lots of questions. Deb says, I think he helped. And here's the thing. If he helped, then why is law enforcement stating that she's the only one? What do you guys think about that? Why would they be saying she's the only one? Are they still investigating him behind the scenes, but they know she's the main player here? That's possible. Yeah. Tiffany says he's her daughter's age. Sweet and Spice says, has the boyfriend came out to talk at all yet? Not that I have seen, like, do an interview or anything like that. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, if you've seen something. I have personally not. We heard he was in, I know one of his friends or someone that knew him came to his defense. We went over that before. That was shared. But, and they were stating that, he didn't know anything, that, she must have did something to him when, he was sleeping, and allegedly he's in Atlanta right now. So I'm not sure what his involvement to this all, because I keep thinking about this timeline. 5:29, babysitter gets a text from the boyfriend's phone. So I do think something happened to Quentin during the night. I do. And like I said before, where does he sleep? There's so many questions with it, but I think she was already up to go. If boyfriend had nothing to do with this scenario, and you guys know in the beginning, I was like, he had to know. But things change when law enforcement says she's the only one right now. So is it possible something happened and then she knew that she had to cover her tracks? So she's up. Boyfriend wakes up for work. She says, I'm up. I'm going to take care of the kids. She's like, can you text the babysitter? He says, okay. He shoots her the text at 5:29. He leaves. He sees Quentin in what looks like he's asleep, but sadly he's not alive in the playpen. I'm going to assume that he doesn't give him a kiss goodbye. So he leaves to work at 6 a.m. And then after that, she jumps in her vehicle, removes Quentin from the home, and then she puts him in a dumpster. And then it would make sense that 6-minute drive to that mobile home, that park area, that she would go put him in the dumpster, then return back, wait for a bit probably, then call the boyfriend up and say, hey, I woke up, he's not here. Then he comes over, and is that why at 8:20 he's then seen driving slowly? Was he looking? I mean, I would have been screaming, but again, that's just me. He gets back. They search, or attempted to search. Maybe he did search. I don't know. Or maybe he just went off based off what Leilani said. Like, I already searched, whatever. Calls babysitter, and then babysitter comes, and it all unfolds. That's where I'm kind of going with this right now. It's the only thing that makes sense to me if the boyfriend is in fact not involved. Hey, Lexi. Kobe, hi. She says, new to the channel. Love it so far. Well, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All opinions are always welcome, whether you agree with me or not. I don't take offense. At the end of the day, I was not there. I don't think you guys were there. So, yeah. Delana, I agree. She says, I'm so sick and tired to my stomach with seeing all of these beautiful, innocent children being harmed by the hands of The very same people that are supposed to protect them. And can we just take a second really quick to talk about why every time it's like the staple story, I swear, is I woke up, a window was open, a door was open, and the child is missing. I mean, it's always that, and then you hear afterwards, guess what? Someone in that household was responsible for the child. It's always the same shit. I woke up and the child is no longer there. I mean, does it happen? Yes, but I feel like more than none, it comes back someone in that household. Deb says that she thinks they are investigating, but might not want to tip him off in case he runs again. Well, allegedly he's in Atlanta. I don't know if he's gotten back. Like I said, I haven't heard anything from the boyfriend. You guys let me know. I don't even know if that's her boyfriend anymore. So we know he's out of the home. He ain't there. I call BS says that Allie doesn't seem to think boyfriend's involved at all, so they know something we don't know, and we probably won't find out for a while. I agree with you, and that's why I'm going down the road of trying to figure out this timeline with Quentin as if boyfriend isn't involved, because prior to this, I thought he was involved in the whole thing. I still have my questions with it. If Quentin was being abused, which it seems like he was, based off of what we've heard from Babysitter and stuff like that, it seems like he was being abused. I don't understand how the significant other in that home, didn't witness anything. I don't believe that. Like, if my child was being physically abused, beaten, and I would know, right? Because you're home. I don't get it. I don't get that. So if anything, I have questions with that still too. Deb says, him being in Atlanta, that's him running. He left. We heard he left. He left right away after this. Hey, Mel. She said, did she get up with Sky to give her a bottle in the middle of the night and Quentin woke up? And you guys let me know what you guys think. I don't know. I'm wondering if she was on, this is just me speculating, theorizing, you guys, but I'm wondering if she was on drugs or something, and she didn't want to take care of her kids, probably. Maybe the baby did wake up. I mean, at 4 months, they're going to be waking up to be fed. And I'm wondering if Quentin woke up also, and, I don't know. But part of me, I don't know. I keep getting stuck with this, you guys, with it being trash day. I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if this was intentional. I don't know. It being trash, what are the odds? I mean, something happens to him this day, and then it just happens to be trash day. She goes out to, we're being told they must have some big evidence for this. She goes out to a dumpster site, at a dumpster, and dumps him there on trash day. I don't know. I just feel like, and then she calls 911 after the fact that trash would have been picked up by now. I don't know. Part of me thinks, was this intentional? Part of me thinks that. Vicky said, I thought she took him to the dumpster in the night. If so, BF could not have seen him. See, that wouldn't make sense, though, Vicky, from what we've been told from law enforcement. We got to go back to what law enforcement says to us during the pressers. So early on, they said the last one to have seen him would have been the boyfriend. He left to work at 6 a.m. and he was sleeping. So that tells us boyfriend placed eyes on him. So he had to be there unless boyfriend is involved. But if he's not involved, then that tells us boyfriend placed eyes on him at 6 a.m. So he couldn't have been discarded before then. And I know some people think that, maybe she made it seem like Quentin in the playpen, like she wrapped up blankets and all of that. But I don't know. I feel like, but I'm a mom, so I don't know. But I just feel like you're leaving, I don't know, if he's wrapped up that much, the head being wrapped, covered, I don't know. You normally would unwrap them usually if they're too covered. I don't know. But then again, I'm the mom. That's the mom in me. I don't know his parenting skills and all of that, so I don't know. But some people think that she possibly made it look like him wrapped up in the playpen. But I don't know, because law enforcement says he's the last to see him. So that just makes me think that he literally seen Quentin sleeping there. Oh, Sweet and Spice, she says, I love it here so far. No drama. No, we don't do drama here, guys. That's one thing. We don't do drama. I would hate to have drama on YouTube. I don't even like drama in my real life. Mal says he didn't leave Georgia. He's still in Georgia. He didn't leave the state. Okay, Mal, how do you know that for sure? I wonder where, if he is, where is he staying? Hey, Donna. I call BS says, I'm worried they don't find anything in the landfill. You know what, you guys? I honestly feel they're going to find him. I do. I have hope. I have faith they're going to find him. I know I mentioned Heidi Plank, that case where law enforcement found blood in a dumpster, and it was significant enough where they believe she would not have survived that type of injury, which led them to a landfill. They searched that landfill, and there's still no update with that. They stopped searching it, obvious, but they didn't find her there. But with this case, I don't know. I have faith he's going to be found. Maybe, I hope today. I hope sooner than later, because if you think about the landfill and everything there, we're on 15 days. But I do believe he's going to be found. And I do believe justice will be served. I mean, Leilani and Joy, allegedly, if you've done this, I need to say for, YouTube purposes, but allegedly you did this crime, you will pay the price, I believe. Justice will be served. Heather says she doesn't think the boyfriend knew. Remember when we did the live stream and I asked you guys to put in chat a 1 if you thought boyfriend was involved? This was before law enforcement, Chatham County, came out and said that they believe that it's only Leilani. This is before we knew that. So I did a poll in the chat, and I said, put a 1 if you think the boyfriend knows, a 2 if you don't. Everybody had a 1. I had a 1. Heather was the only one who had a 2. So Heather, I'm at a 2 now. Maybe he wasn't involved. Hey, True Crime Diva. True Crime Diva says she thinks it was definitely planned. And the reason I say this too, where I'm kind of leaning towards, was this planned? Because I'm thinking of the accounts that happened before this. So you have a very dysfunctional, stressful environment going on right before all of this, right? You have law enforcement showing up to the home on September 7th for an argument. Leilani called law enforcement. We went over that before. She calls them. She says that, she's it was over laundry being put, she was using the washer, the laundry area. Billy Joe wanted to use it. Ridiculous thing to argue with, but that just tells you right there how much was being built up that you're going to fight over the laundry. So she says grandma pushed her mom pushed her, she hit a wall, her owl hit a wall. Grandma says that, Leilani was shouting all in her face, and grandma pushed her to get her out of the face. And then the whole time, the 2 babies were right there, Zane and Quentin right there witnessing all of that. You have grandma, trying to evict them. So you have a lot of stuff going on. Leilani was supposed to pay child support. So a lot of shit going on here. And I said this before, I wonder, it doesn't seem like Leilani and her mother probably always had this best relationship. They probably bumped heads a lot of times. And I couldn't help but wonder, what was the relationship like? How did it end with Leilani and Quentin's dad? Did she have resentment towards him? Did she take that out on Quentin? Was Quentin, really close to grandma? Did he always want to be with grandma and grandpa? And maybe Leilani did not bond with him? I don't know. And knowing that they all loved him so much, I just wonder if it was more of, I'm going to, do this and hurt you guys where I really can get to you guys. I don't know. Part of me goes down that road with this, but I don't know. Kobe says, a child is blessings, makes me sick. And it is sad for anyone who tries to have children and are unable to, because then you have people like this who have multiple children and do this. Allegedly said, what if boyfriend is a lying piece of shit then? Very possible. Hey, ATS News, how are you? I'm trying to catch up with chat, you guys. Dr. Phil, was it daylight outside when she went to dumpster? So again, we, the public, don't know exactly the actual time that law enforcement is going to have of her, right? They must have some, I'm thinking they have surveillance of her. Also combined probably with her phone pings. But at 6, if anybody knows this area, or if anybody knows, so boyfriend leaves at 6 a.m. Is it daylight at 6 a.m. during this time over there? Does anyone know that? Because again, if in fact the boyfriend, if the boyfriend was not involved, you got to take into consideration, he seen Quentin at 6 a.m. when he left. So the baby had to be there by then. She had to remove him after 6 a.m. Dawn, I heard about that. Dawn says, a lady in Houston stabbed her 5-year-old daughter the other day, just one kid after another. I'm actually supposed to be covering that case. I was going to do it today, but I end up covering this one. That's a very disturbing case. Mal says, he's staying at a friend's in Atlanta. The friend's girlfriend did interviews somewhere. Okay, but he's never done an interview, the boyfriend that I've seen. Sky Z says she's new to the case, so boyfriend is the grandma's. Okay, so I'm not sure if anybody, I'm trying to catch up to chat. So real quick, Sky Z, welcome. So it's going to be, there's mom, Leilani, she's 22, her boyfriend, Daniel, and then Leilani has 3 kids. And the only one from the boyfriend is going to be the youngest one. It's a little girl named Sky, and she's 4 months. Now you have an older child who is Zane. He is like 3 or 4. And then you have Quentin, who is 20 months. Now they all lived in this home that that Leilani's mom owned. So the grandpa and the grandma are not related to the boyfriend. That's going to be for Leilani. Hopefully I explained that okay. And law enforcement, Sky, has stated they believe Leilani is the only suspect. Okay, so Vicky says, not daylight at 6 a.m. So it's still dark out there at this time at 6 a.m. Over here too at 6. Yeah, it's still somewhat dark here too. Hey, Melissa Jade. Okay, I think I caught up. Who has the other kids? So the other kids have been taken out of the home and placed into foster care. I believe it's going to be the older son's family is trying to get him, I believe. I'm not sure what's going on with the baby Sky. I'm not sure if, I know I read that Daniel's parents were trying to get Sky, Sky, but not sure exactly facts with it. All right, so let's look at October 18th. So can you guys see that okay? So October 18th, a couple of things happened on that day. So we know that Chatham County, they held a press conference. Now, Leilani Simon, again, that's the mother, Quentin's mother, 22-year-old. She is still the only suspect for Quentin's disappearance, and that's coming from the chief. Now, the chief says that we believe Quentin was placed in a dumpster at a known location, then that was delivered to the dump. So again, they must have major evidence that he was placed in this dumpster, and they did say it was near, it was a known location, and they have that location, and then unbeknownst to the workers, it was trash day, they pick up the dumpster and take it to the landfill, and the little baby was in there, not alive. Now, FBI, they said during this presser, we are not randomly searching this landfill, they said. We have specific evidence that has led us to this landfill. This will not be a quick search, they say, and it will not be easy. Again, no arrest. which has everybody so mad. Now, especially also on the 18th, specially trained FBI agents, they begin this intense search at the waste management. Meanwhile, on the first day of the search, after that ends, meanwhile, you got Leilani and Grandma Billy just living it up. Yeah, the same grandma that was crying those first days saying, how come there's no law enforcement here? Are they not searching? Please still search for my grandbaby. Please don't stop searching. Yeah, that grandma. So they were spotted at Tybee Island Bar. It's called Stingrays, right? They were there with some other people. Now, it said that they were having a good old time. They were having shots and flirting and demanding a waiter's number. Gross. And they said that they racked up a tab over $300. Now, I would like to know who paid this bill. I would like to know who paid it, because it kind of makes me upset. This is why it makes me upset, because Babysitter was saying that she, Babysitter watched the 3 kids. The oldest one, 3 or 4, Quentin, 20 months, and a little baby, 4 months. She'd watch these children, and they would drop the kids off with no milk, no formula, no pull-ups, no diapers, nothing. And you're left with like, what the fuck, And it bothers me as a mom to know that you take your child to someone to be watched and you don't provide the proper stuff for them, like simple things like a diaper and milk, and you're over here spending $300, So I'm just wondering who flipped this bill here. I don't know. That pissed me off for sure. Sounds like Casey Anthony all over again. Yeah, she was out there, Casey Anthony, partying it up for what, 30 days? Joining what t-shirt contest, and I think she got a tattoo. Yeah, that girl. Yeah, and she paid, right, Heather Marie? The babysitter was paid $30 a day for all of those kids. She only charged for the 2 boys. She didn't charge for the baby, though, so it was $15 each kid. And she had them like Monday through Friday. Hard to handle. This is what really pisses me off, too. She says, I can't understand how grandma and mom can go out and party. It's sick. And this is why it has a lot of people infuriated, including myself, because we're not talking a year, okay? We're not talking like it's been a year. We're not talking like Quentin has been found. You've laid him to rest already. Months have gone by. We're not talking like that. We're talking, this would have been what, 14 days? 14 days. 14 days. And he hasn't even been found. And not only that, he's in a landfill. Grandma, you're aware he's in that landfill. And who put him in that landfill? How did he get there? That daughter that you're taking shots with, that you're having a good old time with, that daughter. Yeah, that's fucking insane to me. That blows my mind. That blows my mind. That same grandma that was crying, saying, please don't stop searching for him in those first days. Please, please, please. Crying and crying. You're out there partying now on day 14 while he's in a landfill. And where's grandpa at? Like, yeah, Heather Marie says, even when Leilani wasn't working, she still didn't take care of her own kids. The babysitter still had those kids day and night all the time. Hey, Kevin 36361. He says, if you are caught drinking alcohol, you can be charged with probation violation and you can be sent to jail, whether or not you are sent to jail for probation violation. You're talking about Leilani, I'm assuming. Hey, BG. Hey, Jesse. She says, Casey Anthony's mom also called law enforcement and told them her car smelled like a body. That's what worries me. Yeah, and again, thank you, Jesse, for bringing that up. Because I was also thinking the same thing. Does Leilani actually have her own vehicle? I was wondering. And what vehicle is that? We have been seeing her driving that truck around. So I'm wondering, is that her truck? And what vehicle did she use when she transported her little baby that wasn't alive? What vehicle was that? And they did bring dogs in early on. Did the dogs ever hit to that? I'm just wondering about that too. But even then, how can you be in the same vehicle? How can you even go in the same vehicle knowing that your grandbaby, or if you're her friend or you're a relative, how can you even be in the vehicle with that same vehicle? I can't. Hey, Princess Megan. I know, Kobe says, too bad the older child didn't see what happened, so could have told. I know. We really don't know what happened. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, though. Do you think something happened? Did she wake up in the middle of the night? I know some people think an accident happened. She might have given him too much, like NyQuil or something like that. Or did she wake up? Was she mad? Did he wake up? Did she do something to him? I keep thinking if she physically, like, a little graphic and triggering, I'm sorry, but if she beat him, a child's going to scream and cry. How can no one have heard that? I don't know, especially the boyfriend. And that's why I asked, I wonder where he sleeps. Is he in the same bedroom as them? Is he in a different room? Someone had mentioned possibly, again, we're talking just theories, we're speculating, but, is it possible that if this was, deliberate, did she smother him? I mean, I don't know. I have so many thoughts. I don't know. And it's so hard. It's so sad to say. Now, WSAV investigative unit, they obtained a picture. They obtained a picture that shows the missed call to the waiter's phone, and it came from grandma's phone. And I wrote gross. I should have put fucking gross. So the investigative unit, the news station, right? Their investigative unit they have out there, and I believe this one of them is Brett. This is Brett Buffington, I believe he's part of it. But they must have talked to the waiter, and the waiter must have shown them this missed call, right? And it was grandma's number. Like, aren't you married, grandma? Like, I hope it was Leilani using your phone for that and not you trying to get with this waiter. Like, where is your husband? Like, you're married, you're a grandma. Like, what the I can't. Now, WSAV investigative unit, they text Billy's number. Sorry, this is funny to me. They text her number back, right? So they find out the number, they text it back, and then she never replied back. But they also stated that you can tell she had looked at that message that was sent, but she just never replied. And on the screen, I don't know if you guys can see it clear, but the investigative unit text Billy saying, "Hi, Billy Joe. We are reaching out to confirm that you and Leilani were out at Stingrays on Tybee Island." Tybee, I just can't, I swear. Like, I feel like, is this real? Is this really happening with this case? It just blows my mind. Now, Billy told a group of Tybee Island police officers that the WSAV investigative unit was starting to annoy her. Are you fucking kidding me? The grandma has some balls. She's over here partying it up while her grandbaby is in a landfill. Partying it up with the person that she knows is responsible for it. And she has the nerve to tell the police that she's getting annoyed by the investigative unit that was out there. Now, WSAV saw Billy leaving the Tybee motel, but she did not want to talk to them. They tried talking to her, but she didn't want to talk to them. Now, Brooke Butler, I love her. If you don't follow her on Twitter, I highly recommend. From WJCL News, she stated that Tybee police told her they were called out to the Sandcastle Inn twice today. Now, I put the date because I knew this wouldn't be, today's the 20th, but that would have been on the 19th, over people shouting towards the motel. You guys already know who those people were. Now, no arrest or reports were actually made for that, she says, at that time. I don't know if anything has changed since then. Now, during one of the calls, she says that the Tybee police, they said a woman who identified herself as Billy Joe told officers she was leaving and not coming back. Yeah. But how old is Billy Joe just because she's a grandma? No, I'm not saying because she's a grandma she can't go out and have drinks and all of that stuff. Hey, you know, age is just a number. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it upsets me that her grandbaby that she was crying for, that she was supposed to be taking care of and had guardianship over, is in a freaking landfill, and she's out on day 14. He's in a landfill. You have FBI searching for this baby through fucking trash, with maggots and flies and all of that shit. You have them searching that, and you're out partying. That's a problem for me. It's not the age. And what's gross to me, why I say ill, is because she's fucking married. She's married. Why are you out there? Why? And that's why I said, I hope it was Leilani using her mom's phone texting this waiter and flirting with this damn waiter, because if it's the grandma, that's why I say, ew, you're married. What are you doing? Like, no, I don't jive with that stuff, guys. Sorry. I just don't. I don't like cheaters either. It's infuriating. That's why I say that. He's out there in a landfill, you guys. Do you think it's all roses out there? No, there's maggots, there's worms, there's flies. He's in possibly a trash bag, like trash. She threw her baby away like trash. I wouldn't even do that, like I said, to my dog Max. Like, I thought Leticia Stout was up there for me for Momster. She's still up there. Can't beat her for me. But Leilani, you're up there too. And no one else is really up there for me. I mean, there are some other people, but you're up there with her. Allegedly says in their defense, they wouldn't be allowed to be at the dump due to legal reasons. Also, what Billy is doing. Well, I mean, yeah, I do understand they can't physically be there. I'm not saying they could be there. I get that. But Billy Joe is doing is what happens to me. I always meet cheaters, hence why I am anti-human now. I mean, I wonder what Grandpa is saying. How does Grandpa feel about all of this, hearing all of this news that, you know what I mean? Like, she's out. And again, if this just would have been Grandma hanging out with her daughter, cool, that's cool as fuck. You guys can party together. But we're talking about this case here. The situation and the scenario around it is just different. And it's unacceptable in my book. Hey, Bob. Bob says there's a purple-haired YouTuber in Canada claiming that all of that flirting Billy Joe is doing is misunderstanding and been blown out of proportion. It doesn't matter. The whole thing is it's ridiculous to me. I will never understand any of this situation right here. It's day 14. It isn't months. It isn't a year. It's day 14. That baby hasn't been found. He hasn't been laid to rest. It's day 14. And when I read the article to you guys, I'm sure you guys have all read it from this employee. He's saying that they were being extra loud. He felt like people were saying that they felt like they were trying to get attention from people. It's like, are you guys fucking playing games too? I can't. I'm kind of going down the road of a Summer Wiles, Dawn Wiles, and Candace Wiles situation where people are playing games while their child is missing. I just have no time for that. I'm sorry. I can't. Hey, I plead the fifth. I'm trying. I mean, Hartando said they should not be out drinking. Look, I get it. Self-medicating, okay. But it's like you're out there at a restaurant. It just seems like you're out there having a good old time. People are going to be like, what, they can't eat? Yeah, they could eat. But then think of the whole facts that we've learned. They're out taking tequila shots. They're partying with the people around them. They're having a good time. They're laughing. And the waiter said, and that's why I have it in my thumbnail, it is said by one of the employees, it said that they look like they had no worries in the world. They had no cares in the world. Yeah, no. Not here with me, no. Kimkins, she says, Bob, go away. Why? What did Bob do? Heather says, do that behind closed doors. You guys be nice to each other in chat, please. All opinions are welcome. Even if you don't agree, disagree, it's okay. I just seen someone saying, Bob, go away. You guys be nice. But let me know what you guys think. Am I overreacting with this? Let me know. Let me know. I'm not going to get upset. Let me know if I'm overreacting, how I feel. But again, I can't just think about it. It was day 14. Day 14. I can't. But let me know if you think I'm being too harsh. Let me know. All right, let's read and hear exactly together, even though we've seen it before. And while I'm doing this, thank you guys. And just remember, all opinions are always welcome. Agree to disagree. If you can't agree with someone in chat, there's like 3 buttons. You can block them. All I ever ask is you don't block any of my moderators, please. All right, let me get to my... And yes, you might hear the beeping from my smoke detector. We haven't changed the battery. I know I said I was going to do it, but boyfriend's been getting kind of home late, so in case you hear the beeping. Okay, let's see. Let me... hold on. Crazy doesn't do drama. No CC. Run. Wait, hold on. I personally don't think Bob was saying, oh, I don't know if he said anything before, but from the comment I read, I didn't see anything bad about that comment. But yeah, we don't bash other creators here in chat. We don't do that. And again, all opinions are always welcome. Even if you agree or disagree with me, it doesn't hurt my feelings. Like, I just want to talk the case with you guys. So yeah, if you guys, Kim and Bob, if you guys can't work it out, block each other. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read this to you guys. I'm sure you guys have all read it, but I'm going to read this to you guys really quick. Okay, so again, this is Quentin Simon. His mom, grandmother, caught shooting tequila at a bar as FBI searches landfill for toddler's remains. Now, as federal agents search a garbage dump that we've all seen for the remains of toddler Quentin Simon on Tuesday, his mother and grandmother were spotted downing shots of top shelf tequila. Oh, not the cheap stuff. No, the top shelf stuff, according to a bar employee. Leilani Simon, little Quentin's momster, and the main suspect is in his October 5th disappearance, was spotted boozing with her mom, Billy Jo Howe, on the deck of Stingrays on Tybee Island, just outside Savannah, Georgia, it says. They were having a great old time, like they didn't have a care in the world, the server told the Post. They were having a good old time, like they didn't have a care in the world. Now, this server, this waiter, said that They were drinking Patron shots in the deck area, being loud and laughing. It's almost like they were trying to draw attention to themselves, which is kind of interesting to me. So they're drinking Patron. Believe it or not, I don't like Patron. I don't like that. Sorry. Now, the woman said a colleague eventually recognized the duo from the news reports, which then made the other employees understandably angry with their behavior, given the missing 20-month-old, now who authorities have said they believe is deceased. So I guess once one of them recognized who they were, then they all became really upset. I would have been upset too. Let me know. Would you have been upset if you worked at a bar and you know the story of what's going on with everything? Law enforcement is stating Leilani is the suspect for her son's disappearance. We're learning that he's not alive, that he was placed in a dumpster. They're searching a landfill, and then you see grandma and her at your bar, your work, and they're just having a great ass time. I would be like, what the fuck is going on here? Now, again, Brett Buffington, I love him. He's on Twitter. Make sure you guys give him a follow if you do have a Twitter. He has been covering this for a long time, airplane going across. Now, the WSAV investigative unit has learned as federal agents were ending their first day of searching for this little boy, Quentin Simon, in a dump. His mom and grandmother were taking shots and drinking at a popular Tybee Island beach bar. And again, this would be the photo they get of Leilani. And when I put it against Casey Anthony's photo for the thumbnail, I was like, oh my God, that's insane. That's insane. Insane. Now, they were there with some other friends too, I heard. It wasn't just them two. But this is the photo they captured of her. Like, what is she doing? I don't know. Now, a video posted online showed a YouTube user attempted to confront, we all know who that is, no bashing anybody in the chat, the family outside of the Sandcastle Inn, so that would be the motel, where they were staying, asking why they had been drinking instead of looking for Quentin. Now, pictures were also tweeted showing Billy grandma straddling a motorcycle as she left the hotel on the island on Wednesday. Now, Georgia cops and the FBI think Quentin's body was placed in a specific dumpster at a specific location that would have been emptied at the county waste management faculty, and which they have been searching around the clock. They were also searching today. Not sure if there's been any update with that. I've been with you guys if anybody knows, but it's going to take a while, you guys, to go through all of that. Now, just to recap really quick, Quentin was last seen on October 5th by his 22-year-old mother's boyfriend, and she later reported him missing at 9:40 a.m. after waking up, according to police. Again, she allegedly says she wakes up, he's not there, door open, he can't open a door, someone came and took him. I mean, like I said before, why is it always the same story? And of course, this is the little sweetie pie that has captured all of our hearts, that is making us very upset for everything we're learning and seeing with this case. I mean, just look at him. And again, this is going to be the Stingray bar. It's freaking huge. And it's a popular bar. They were out here taking shots together. Now, Leilani Simon was seen drinking with her mother, Billy Joe, at the bar Stingrays on Tybee Island in Georgia. Now, again, as Leilani, she copped to taking drugs while pregnant in court this week. She had texted her babysitter. Now, see, this is where it says she texted the babysitter, Diana, and told her not to come. It says to work in at 5:30 a.m. So it's a little not correct. So a text went to the babysitter at 5:29 from the boyfriend's phone, who in fact really sent that. Everyone can speculate on it. Like I told you guys before, since law enforcement is stating only her, if I go down the route and try to figure the timeline out, I think that something happened to Quentin in the early morning hours or in the night. I don't know what, but something happened to him. She stood up then when the boyfriend at 5:29, she told the boyfriend, like, can you text, I'm up now, I'll be with the kids, can you text the babysitter and let her know the kids aren't coming? He then texts the babysitter, leaves at 6, then sees him in the little playpen, leaves to work. And, then once he leaves, she then removes his body and takes him and puts him in a dumpster. Again, we're all thinking it's that one area, that mobile. We're going to look at the map right now, but in that area, which would have been only like 6 minutes away, she then comes back, probably calls boyfriend. Oh my God, I fell asleep, woke back up, and he's not here, some shit like that. And then I'm assuming that's why he's back so soon, around 8:20. Babysitter says she sees his vehicle driving slow down the street. So I'm wondering if that's when he's like maybe trying to look for him. I don't know. Again, it still kind of doesn't make sense because I still wonder the involvement for the boyfriend. I'm just being honest with you guys, but let me know what you guys think. But if we're going down the route where he's not involved, that's what would make sense to me, because we got to remember she couldn't have moved him out before 6 because boyfriend is saying he's seen him. He's seen him. So I don't think he's seen a blanket. I think he's seen him. So, but let me know what you guys think. And then this is one of my favorite photos of him. I mean, just too stinking cute. And Richard, thank you. He says, thanks for all you do. Great updates. Thank you, Richard, for your donation. I truly appreciate you. Thank you. I thank you for supporting the channel. And I mean, look at him. Just a little cutie pie. Just a little cutie pie he is. Oh, and this photo of him. How many of you are in love with this photo of him? He is just like a little angel, right? And I do feel kind of bad for law enforcement. I do. After watching this, like I said last time, I feel we can see the weight of this case on this man's shoulders. You can tell he has everybody just watching him. And how many times did they ask him in that presser, how do you know she's not going to leave? Why no arrest? How many times was that asked in the most recent presser? Vicky says, I just want to cry when I see his smiling. Why? I know. He's just so adorable. And you got to wonder, did an accident happen? Did she intentionally do something to him? I believe once he's found and the autopsy and all of that, hopefully we'll be able to learn what happened. I do not think Leilani's going to confess to anything. I think she's going to play that card if she doesn't remember, like what Billy Joe put out early on. I don't think she's going to confess to shit. Why she's up there with Leticia Stout for me. Let me see what Mal said. She said something, Mal. What did you say, Mal? Thank you for pointing that out. It makes sense that it could be dangerous for the dogs. I didn't know that. What did Mal say that could be dangerous for the dogs? Oh, are you talking about going? Oh, okay. So Mal says, I seen a really good point about cadaver dogs not being in the landfill. There's gases from landfills that could harm the dogs. Someone else mentioned because of needles and tins, cans, or anything else. I didn't know that either, Mal, if that's in fact true. Is that in fact true, though? Now I'm going to have to go look that up and find out. And I know Judy Ron said that they were going to cover this case. I have not seen them cover it yet. I'm sure he has his hands full with other cases. So I guess I'm going to have to go look to see if that's in fact true. Is that true? I know I plead the fifth. She says that it's so sad. I just look at my babies and cry sometimes. I couldn't imagine ever losing them. I know, and look at, I understand, I have kids. You guys, a lot of you guys have kids, your dads, your moms, and all of that stuff. There's been times, there's terrible twos. There's been times where you're like, you're going crazy, you're going nuts. You go in the restroom and you lock yourself in there for some quiet time. I get it. We've all been there. But to physically harm your child is just, how do you get there? How do you get to that? I understand we get like you know, frustrated and all this stuff. But how do you get to that level where you physically do something to your child? And then I keep taking into consideration what the babysitter said, you know, that he would come over with bruises and stuff like that. That bout mark on the neck, I can't get past that. The babysitter said he came over and it was right before he would go missing. He had a bout mark on his freaking neck. No baby, no child, no kid should have a bout mark on their neck. Okay, if you spank your kid on the booty, whatever, okay. I'm not here to tell you how to do what to do with your child. But the neck, yeah, no child, no kid, no. There should be no mark on the neck. Now it says right here that Leilani has a rocky relationship. We talked a little bit about that with her mom. And then again, who previously tried to evict her daughter from the family home. That would have been after the September 7th when that argument came into play. From the home, and has made comments saying she doesn't trust her. We've heard that before. Now, authorities have previously said they were looking for more evidence to ensure they had enough to ensure a conviction before they would be able to bring charges. So I get it. They have one chance and one chance only. I get that. And it's not what you know, it's what you can prove in a court of law. I get that. I told you guys before, I just wondered why they had to let us know and put out publicly and let Leilani know that she's the suspect. I wish that would have been not released to us. Now, let's see. FBI agent Will Clark said, we are not just randomly searching this landfill. That's what I put in my slides I showed you. We have specific evidence that leads us to this large property. And then again, this will not be quick. This will not be easy. And the outcome is uncertain, he says. Heartbreaking. Valerie says, I imagine they will say postpartum depression in court. I mean, I've known people who have gone through that, and it's a real thing. But I don't know. I'm not seeing that with her. Sorry. And what was it that was said? Who remember? Wasn't it said something like she had dental work or something like that? Wasn't there something like that put out? Was that any, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Remember that? That she had some dental work or something that day. And I think she was on meds or something, and that's why she doesn't remember it, or some bullshit like that. Mal says, I think Leilani should have to sit and watch them dig for Quentin. She's a monster, and I agree with you. I agree. You know, and it's upsetting that she's out living it up, but I have faith in the FBI. I have faith in Chatham County. I know we're all a little upset with certain things. I see your guys' comments and stuff like that, but I do have faith in them. And I do think they're going to find him. I do. Without a doubt. I don't doubt that at all. He will be found and justice will be served. Hopefully, we don't have a Brian Laundrie situation here. Hopefully. And you guys know what I mean. I mean, seeing Billy partying with her, somebody had said, well, what if she's partying with her, trying to get her drunk and trying to see if she'll spill the tea or whatever? What do you think about that? I did see that comment on, I think that was a post I seen in a Facebook group. Heather says she's seen that comment too. Yeah, I seen that. I think that possibly she might have hold on. I'm trying to share my screen. Hold on. And again, thank you guys all for being here, every single one of you guys. discussing this case. I know we cover a lot of different cases, not just missing kids, but I feel like the missing kids, they're just a little harder for us, I feel like. So I do appreciate you guys being here. Sorry, let me share my screen. So I clipped a video here. It's not long. It's going to go over in some of the statements that the babysitter has said regarding hold on. I have to have it shared a certain way or it bugs me. Sorry. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. Hold on. Why is it doing only big screen? That's all right. All right. So what we're going to watch right now is I did clip some of the statements that the babysitter has said of the abuse she has seen. And then I did clip the map, so Google Earth of this, where we think this is where she possibly put the baby in the dumpster. We think this is the location. So I have a Google map image of it and I take you guys there. So we're going to look at that really quick. So let me change my screen a little bit around real quick. Okay. And sorry. There you go. Debs, welcome to Crazy Town. Welcome, being one of the members here. Thank you for joining. You guys give her a big welcome. Hard to Handle says she just doesn't believe grandma cares. I feel like she I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know. It's just, there you go. Okay. So I'm going to play this. I will stop it. Like I said, I did clip some of the things she has said. I think it's important to remember what the babysitter has said about these marks and stuff like that. And then we're going to go to Google Maps, Google Earth, and look at where we think possibly she actually placed baby Q.
The more I seen a lot of stuff, and I was concerned. No, I did not call these facts because I voiced all my questions and concerns to Billy Joe, the grandmother. She told me that she had custody of the boys. I didn't know why. She didn't tell me that. But they were staying with Leilani. Billy Joe worked out of town. So when I started seeing things that wasn't quite right, I would call Billy Joe and I would tell her. I would text her. She didn't answer. She was at work. She'd text me back and she'd say, okay, I'm going to talk to Leilani. Several times the boys were outside. One particular morning, they were outside in the ditch. My daughter seen them and come running in. We went down there. Leilani was nowhere in sight. I called Billy Joe. She got in contact with Leilani. Leilani was home. She was just in the house somewhere. They would drop them off with no diapers. They would drop them off with no pull-ups. And when the baby came, Sky, they wouldn't send no milk. 2 days, I had to call Danny because Leilani wouldn't answer me, which is her fiance, to bring me milk for Sky. I kept texting Billy Joe. My daughter took pictures and sent them to Billy Joe of Quentin having bruises. Everything that I'm telling you can be backed up. This is not hearsay. This is not me trying to get attention. Who wants to get attention over a baby? We sent her pictures. I sent her multiple texts. She texted me back one day and she said, okay, I'm tired of this. I want you to keep the babies permanently until I can get back home. I told her I would, and I did. So it was about 2 to 3 hours later, she calls me back. She said, well, I'm going to give Leilani a chance. You know, she's a young mother. I've got to be able to try to trust her. She said, I did a lot of bad things. I got my kids taken away, and I want Leilani, I want her to know that she can do anything she wants to do, and I'm going to support her.
Grandmother and Quentin's grandfather telling us today they just want Leilani to tell the police the truth.
Because she's lied to us so many times. And I don't know, it's just bad to say, but she just likes to lie.
And I need everybody to help, everybody that knows anything, everybody. Right, Amy's just a baby.
All right, do you guys have your seatbelts on? So it makes me sick to my stomach looking at this, knowing that something happened to Quentin that night. We don't know what happened. We can speculate for days. Let me know in the chat what you think happened. But then this 22-year-old momster put her child in her vehicle. And what vehicle does she even drive? Makes me sick. I couldn't even be in the same vehicle knowing my grandbaby or my sister put her deceased son in the back of the vehicle. Makes me sick. And it's really eerie looking at this, knowing what we know. Law enforcement state that they believe and have evidence that she placed him in a dumpster at a certain location. And then it was then taken to the landfill. So is this the dumpsters that she would have seen? It's sad to see this right now, because just knowing she threw her baby in here, allegedly, we need to say, like a piece of trash.
And Tina, some dozens of agents, they just left for the day. They started at sunrise this morning. They will be back at sunrise tomorrow. They told us yesterday that this search, it could take days.
This is the shot from above. Federal agents lined up, raking through garbage. Yesterday, this went on for hours. Today, this is the shot that is trending. That's Leilani Simon, the only suspect in her son's disappearance. Leilani, her mother, Billy Joe Howell, and others at a popular Tybee Island bar last night, just hours after the search for her son wrapped up. We've learned from the people who waited on them, they took shots, got flirty, and even demanded one waiter's phone number. The investigative unit with the shot showing the missed phone call, that number from Billy Joe Howell's cell phone. That grandmother today telling these Tybee Island cops we were starting to annoy her. We found Billy Joe Howell leaving this Tybee Island hotel. She didn't stop to talk to us then, and though it says she read this message asking about last night, she didn't text us back either.
This is my baby, not yours!
It was just over a week and a half ago. Billy Joe Howell got into this emotion-fueled argument.
You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help.
Last night, the party, according to the waiters, ran up a tab over $300, while protesters stood in front of the family's house, demanding justice for Quentin.
Yeah, baby. Happy. Who got them? Yeah, baby. Happy. Who got them?
Quentin.
Yeah, baby. Happy. Who got them? Yeah, baby. Happy. Who got them?
I know, I agree. He deserved better. I agree. I know, Princess. She says, want to take him home. It is so sad. It's just this whole case is just upsetting and sad. And for the video where I show you guys the dumpster area, so let me mute this. Okay, so we don't know for a fact if this is where, I think it's trying to load. Oh, wait. We don't know for a fact if this would be, if this is the exact mobile home that she did place him. I included the screenshot of what somebody had stated. This is, when I was looking at the map though, this is the closest one to her home. Again, it's like about 6-minute drive. Let me take you guys right there. It's about a 6-minute drive. I think it's like 2-point-something miles from where she lived. And is this the place that they, is this where she went and placed him? Again, law enforcement hasn't confirmed exactly where, but let me show you the route though. Okay, let me get that for you guys. Hold on, let me show you guys exactly the route. Hold on, this stuff out real quick. Okay, so if all right, so let me see. I'm just getting the map style. Everything, yes, everything. All right, on. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. It's loading on this end. All right, let's put it in here. All right, so okay, so okay, let me make this a little bigger for you guys so you guys can see. Where did it go? All right, so I'm trying to make it bigger for you guys. Hold on. Give me 1 second. You guys are like, what is she doing? I'm just trying to get it. Okay. All right. All right, let me share my screen. Okay, let me make things bigger. All right, so again, we don't know for sure if this is where. Waiting for it to load. We don't know for sure if this is where. So I don't know if you guys can see in the bottom right-hand corner where I should be going in a circle. This is where they live. Okay. And then up here on your top left-hand corner where you see the mouse and it's like clicking, brightening like blue right here. This would be where people are thinking that possibly this is the dumpster that she went and got rid of her 20-month-old right here. So I'm going to zoom out a little. Okay, so from here, let me see, can I zoom out just a little bit? Let me get the guy. So, all right, so right here at the bottom, this is where she lives. She would literally just go all the way up. Again, this is like about 6 minutes. You guys can follow the little mouse. And then right here, right in here is the mobile home area here. So she would just drive all the way up right here. And if I'm not sure right here, if in here she would be able to go towards this area. But if she just kept driving the route here and then turned into the first entrance right here, then if we go here, let's see where that takes us. Come on. Okay, so if she would have just pulled in, let's see if that would have pulled in. Let's see. You guys have your seats on. Let's see. Because you know how I drive crazy. Let's see where this takes us. All right, when she pulls in, let's see what this takes us. I think this is it. The first opening, if you pulled in right there, the first opening would have been the sun, right where all the dumpsters were at. Crazy. That's crazy. So if she would have took that opening, it literally, she would have just had to drive straight, and the first opening, it would have led her straight to. Now people are saying, do they have cameras here? I was looking at all the houses. I'm not sure, but I heard there are cameras here. I've been seeing people say that in the Facebook groups that there is. I was looking at all the houses to see if I see any. It's kind of hard to tell. But I did see people saying, yes, there are cameras right around here. But crazy though, if she would have took that road, that first led her right here. And this is what she would have seen, would have been the dumpsters. Again, I'm not saying law enforcement is confirmed. This is the actual mobile home she went to. These are dumpsters. But a lot of people are starting to think this is it based off of what was said early on. When you go back and look at some of the comments, people were saying that she was caught on surveillance, allegedly. She was at a mobile home. They gave this name. People early on were giving this name. And then now, fast forward, law enforcement did confirm that they do have her at a, going to a dump site, not going and dumping the baby. They have a known location. And then that was then taken to the landfill. So people are wondering if this is it. And I wonder if it's it too. It's just so messed up to see this though. Like, fuck, look at you have couches, you have, like, just guarded like nothing. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me close that. And I think I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. That's all I got for you guys for today. My hair's like sticking up everywhere. So I want to thank you guys. I'm looking at your comments from here. Let me go here. I want to thank you guys all for how come, and that's a question I have too. ATS, she says, how come Quentin's dad wasn't, you guys might hear a background noise. I have the AC on now. It was getting too hot in here. I couldn't do it no more. She says, ATS says, how come Quentin's dad wasn't involved? Has he made a statement? So his sister, no, let me get it correct. No, that was the older one's, that was Zane's dad that did a little interview with who was it, with New York Post or one of those? I don't know. No, I haven't seen Quentin's dad speak publicly. His girlfriend was making comments and saying stuff, but I haven't seen him make any comments. Anio says, I'm behind in stream. She says, but he leaves and comes back a few hours later before Quentin was reported missing. I think boyfriend knows more. I know, that's what I said in the very beginning, Annie O. I said, and I keep seeing people saying the boyfriend's been cleared with his work. I keep telling people, send that to me, and no one sends me anything. I don't know where people are getting that from, that law enforcement confirmed the boyfriend was at work. Law enforcement confirmed that Quentin's dad was at work, but not the boyfriend. So I don't know where people are getting that from. And Scott, stop it. I hope you guys know that Scott he says things for entertainment purposes. So just don't take offense and just know that. All right, you guys. So thank you guys for being here with me and discussing this case. I'm going to have some lunch. I have a salad. I'm starving. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I want to thank everyone that was here for this chat. Thank you guys so much. Please say a prayer for, or whoever you believe in. Please put that in the universe for the FBI and everybody that is searching at this landfill for this baby. And let's just pray that he's found, like, now, today. Each day that goes by, it's heartbreaking. It's very heartbreaking. And Leilani, I have to say it for YouTube reasons, allegedly, she did this. But if she did, then, enjoy your time free, because I do believe that he will be found and justice will be served. So you guys drop some prayer hands in the chat for this baby that he is found. And again, thank you guys for all being here with me as always. And you guys already know, stay blessed and stay grinding. And I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Don't forget to hit